NFL Red Zone Replay, Sunday at 1 on NFL Network.
It's Friday. Happy Friday, guys. It's Good Morning Football live in New York City. It is Friday, March 30th. I'll say Friday about 6 more times until I say who you guys are, and that's Kyle Brandt.
Hello.
You know Nate Burleson and Peter Schrager. You know all of us. This is our show, and what do you guys want to talk about?
How about Odell Beckham?
Okay.
We haven't hit him much this week. You guys into that?
Yeah, I'm into it.
How about Lamar Jackson and Baker Mayfield? Got something on them a little later.
Okay.
I love all this stuff. I'm still picturing Kyle doing the one-arm push-up and failing on national television.
Jack Palance is like 80 years old, did it at the Oscars, and I couldn't do it on our little show at whatever age I am, 39 or something like that.
I still can't believe that's the thing, but hashtag GMFB, time for the lead block.
Lead block.
There's some big storylines going on, and they're really going on all day long, but nothing concrete, like Odell Beckham Jr., the trade rumors. They've dominated the headlines all week, and they've exhausted the headline writers right here in New York City. So I thought we could come up with some of our own headlines, guys, that we wish we would wake up Monday morning. We're on our ride to work following Easter Sunday, and we are just like, this is what I want to see on the back pages. So, Nate, what do you want to see?
All right, in light of Le'Veon's tweet, I'll try not to mess it up. He said it's hard to be a hero in a city that paints you to be the villain, and I believe it's a play off of, Batman, right? So I know the actual quote is you either die a hero or live long enough to be a villain. So my headline is Christian Bale. You get it? You see what I did there?
Yeah, I do.
So, we all love Batman movies, and we feel like he kind of fell in the middle. My favorite is my guy Michael Keaton. Christian Bale he's amazing. But, Le'Veon is taking the approach is basically anytime you quote superheroes on Twitter, it's going to get a huge following. Le'Veon, I get exactly what you're saying. But the thing is, listen, worry about the money, worry about getting the bag, don't worry about what people are saying. So that's my headline.
Okay, Christian Bale, I like that. Great in American Psycho. Fantastic.
Oh, yeah, Patrick Bateman. I believe that's Bone. What's your dream headline?
Isn't that like your icon on your
Yeah, it is. On my G-Chat. I have a picture of Patrick Bateman just dripping blood. I've had it since I was in college.
But you can only see it like this tiny, so you think it's Kyle. And you're like, Kyle, what is going on?
Yeah, and Patrick Bateman knows how to get a pump on, too.
Yes, he does. Right. Studio. My dream headline, it's about Odell Beckham. I look at Odell Beckham, the situation, and now that we're heading towards the weekend, I do tell you, and this is like kind of like newsy, I think it's going to simmer off a bit. I don't think he's going to be traded in the next. I think that thing was hot. It was at the owners' meetings. Is it going to get done? Everyone's in the same place. Now everyone kind of goes their own way, and it's kind of like, all right, cool down. Let's see what we want to do. So my dream headline for Odell Beckham is, you can always go back home. Let me explain.
Oh, okay.
Things can be worked out with the Giants. Like, this was as heated as it's gotten. It's been as real as it's gotten for him to be traded. I'm telling you, teams were calling the Giants and making legitimate offers. The Giants, to Odell Beckham, for you to be listening to this, the Giants didn't take any of those offers. The Giants said, no, he's too good for that. They love you. They appreciate you. They want the most of you, and the New York fans want it as well. So yes, you can always go back home. I hope he's not insulted by this whole week. I hope he's not taken aback, because the truth is, teams are offering first-round picks for you, and the Giants said that's not enough. We love him so much that on a one-year contract that he has left, we would rather roll with this and not trade him at the owners' meeting. So I'm taking a positive spin on all this. He shouldn't be insulted by the fact that he's on the trade market. He's not on the trade market. You're still a Giant. You can go back home. Put your feelings aside. Giants, put your feelings aside. And truly, let's see what we can do here. Because if you're a Giant for the 2018 season, you're the best player on the roster, and they need you.
Yeah, and you got the number 2 pick in the draft. Don't you feel like sitting here at the table, sometime this fall in October, maybe we're going to look back and be like, God, remember in March, there was Beckham trade week? Remember how crazy that is? And Odell's still a Giant, and he's still one of the best players. I think that's how it's going to go, and I certainly hope it does.
I do too.
Agree.
Are you next? Yeah, go ahead, Kev.
So your storyline's been going on forever. Your storyline has dominated every headline this week. I'm going to try to get ahead of the storm here a little bit.
Okay.
My dream headline is Gronk stays pat.
Ooh, I like it.
Because here's what's going on. This all kind of started. It hasn't been dominating the headlines yet, but I have a feeling it's just about to get there given some current events. So we all know what happened. They lose the Super Bowl. Gronk in his feelings a little bit after the game, after a devastating loss, hits the podium, and he's asked about his future. Here's what he said.
I don't know how you heard that, but I mean, I'm definitely going to look at my future for sure. going to sit down the next couple of weeks and see where I'm at.
Gronk, what would make you retire?
I'm not ready for these type of questions right now. I mean, I'm just going to sit down, reflect on the season, probably talk to my teammates. We fought all year long, all the receivers, running backs, linemen. I mean, we put all the work in together. So I'm just going to reflect on the season, proud of the boys, and just see what happens from here.
Weird, even emotional after a loss. Weird way to end. Where did you hear that? Just telling reporters. So that started, of course, a lot of questions. What's Gronk's future? Then you see free agency start, and these tight ends are getting broke off. Cameron Brate making a ton of money. You're saying he's the best guy at his position. He wants to get paid. Then he's posting on Danny Amendola's goodbye message, go be free, go be happy. Does his mentality fit into what New England's doing after we already heard rumors during the season? Gronk not so happy about the Alex Guerrero. Do I go to him? Do I not go to him? Who do I go to for my training? How do I stay healthy? All of these questions coming into effect, piled on by the fact that Bill Belichick's asked about it this week at owners' meetings, and he says, I want to keep things, the discussions I have between players, private. Gives nothing. So I think that there's this sense, yes, he'll be back. It's Gronk. But then Gronk's saying, I don't know, maybe I could go to Hollywood. Yesterday we find out he's cast in a Hollywood movie with Mel Gibson. So now that's going on. And I'm like, well, he was in Entourage. He's had cameos and other things. He's put his feelers in the acting world before. But no clear indication from Drew Rosenhaus's agent or Gronk that he wants to come back, that he will be back, that they're going to redo his deal, extend him, give him any money. And then you got Bill Belichick kicking it with Hayden Hurst and meeting with him, a tight end, a prospect, maybe sort of, I don't know, then you have Greg Bedard sort of stirred the pot up there in Boston saying, well, maybe he could live without him. Nobody's indispensable in New England. So I feel like when we're talking Odell, we're talking Lev Bell, we're talking these big name superstars potentially being on the block or not getting their deals redone. Do not take Gronk out of the equation. I hope I wake up Monday and Gronk's like, I'm going to do this movie. It's awesome. I'll have that eventually, but I'm a Patriot. I'm a Patriot. I'm the most dominant player of any offensive position in the National Football League, and I'm staying in New England.
I want to see that too. You guys, you woke up one morning and Gronk announced his retirement.
Because
crestfallen.
With New England, you don't know anything, but at least you have your staples and personality of New England. The fun of it is in stuff like this.
Oh, that's my headline.
No, I wanted.
It's a good one, guys.
I wanted the dancing. Can I get the dancing?
Can we get the dancing? It's the dancing. Can we get dancing?
Here we go.
Yeah, there it is. Cowboy, take me home.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a full-on twerk. This is at Shaq's house, I guess, down during Ultra, during Miami Music Week.
That's Von Miller right there to the right. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, it's Von Miller to the right.
Yeah, you're right, Nate. You're right. And the Shaq in the Superman shirt?
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't had breakfast yet, so it's like...
CK, I bet he got a pump on. Gronk,
so?
of all people, yeah.
Like, there's a crowd watching.
Shaq Yeah, there's a huge crowd watching.
Shaq like jumps on his back. So my whole thing is, go do this, go have your fun. Maybe you were super emotional when you lost the Super Bowl. Maybe you do see another life ahead of you, but you can have the best of both because you're Gronk.
That looks like Scott Hansen and Andrew Siciliano up there on Sunday.
Kyle goes, you're damn right.
Yeah, right. I'm just loving this. Gronk, you do your thing.
You're doing it.
Scott Hansen was at the Under the Giant premiere last night. Sound like a Nutty Golovkin. Hansen's everywhere.
I thought that was the two red zone guys just dancing, going nuts. We finished our day.
Could you see that? Could you see a world where he's not a Patriot?
Icon and Odell and Dez. So the Dez thing, all right? I've been thinking a lot about this, and I know you guys know this. When I do my headlines, I do 90s songs references. I'm married to the game. It's what I have to do. So I'm going to think about this. We keep waiting around for, is Dez going to leave? Are they going to cut him? Is he going to be a Cowboy for life? I think I'm ready for Dez to go somewhere else. And it's easy for me to say because it's not my money and whatnot. And I truly respect how he always wants to have that star on his helmet. He really values that, like a Larry Fitzgerald type. But I also think Dez Bryant has never been the guy who's had this great number 2 receiver next to him. He's never been a number 2 receiver. I think sometimes you need to take somebody out of there. As emotional as he is, I would love to see Dez somewhere else playing with a guy. Like, what if he played with an A.J. Green or a Keenan Allen? I mean, Allen Iverson was the 6th man at one point. He came off the bench. It's easy for me to say because I'm not the guy, but I go to the 1999 single, the one that my girlfriend listened to all day in college. Guys, hit me up. The Chicks of Dixie, Cowboy, Take Me Away. You got a teaser of this during the Gronk dance, inexplicably, and not the surprise factor I was hoping for. However, I am ready to see Dez emotionally, one of my favorite players to watch in the league, maybe in another uniform. I don't know what's going to happen. It's extremely cryptic coming from the Cowboys, but the fact is he's very expensive. Maybe the production isn't there. I can see him having a Steve Smith, Keenan McCardell, Keyshawn Johnson renaissance on a new team. As a guy as emotional as Des.
Golden Tate.
Golden Tate, Peter, was huge. Can't you see him? New atmosphere, new fans, new coach, New Jersey, new everything, new motivation. Yeah. Maybe it's not what's best for him and his future and his family. I can't speak to that. But maybe it's what's best for his football. And I'd like to see it.
This is a great topic. So the topic of Dez going to Cowboys is going to be a long thing. But what team is next is what's even more interesting.
Right.
So, like, is he number 2 or is he number 1? Like, I don't even know how he fits. But I love the idea of Dez along another guy that can attract some attention.
For sure.
You start putting thoughts in your head. Okay, what if Dez was to line up with Julio Jones, right? Or like, what if he was supposed to line up with Doug Baldwin? Suddenly, it's very interesting.
I believe successful offenses are now kind of steering away from the traditional titles of a number 1, number 2, even running backs. You look at Atlanta and what they're able to do. They have just a 1 and a 2. Oftentimes, you don't know who it is. Look what happened in Cleveland right now. You got my guy, Josh Gordon, who is a true number 1. And we got Jarvis Landry, who is a true number 1.
Yeah.
But who cares? As long as guys are getting the ball, they'll be just fine.
They don't care? Like, you as a wide receiver can tell me you don't care if you're the number 1 or the number 2?
Nope. As long as the money's there.
I think you're a special receiver. I think you've always been.
You might be right.
I don't believe you.
You might be right.
I believe you.
Yeah.
But I think that you're a little different. I do.
Yeah. I look
guys?
at it differently.
I do, and I think it's the toughest pill for someone to swallow. Who's Des Bryant, his name has been in the lights since he was in high school, really. But we talk about representation, agents, coaches, whatnot. Sit down, Des. This could be the best thing for you. Go and ball out and have 80 catches as a number 2. Yeah. Number 2 is just a number. Go and play and win. Might be time for a change.
I think you're right that they should see it that way.
Yeah.
I just don't know that they do. All right, let's take a little break here. Michael Vick said Lamar Jackson is better than he